Hello, everybody. We are back. We are hydrated, and we have our implementations to stay hydrated, at least so we can keep talking. Yay, coffee! I was gonna make coffee tonight, and then I spaced, so I'm drinking Coca
There's
Cola.
always a pot of coffee at our house.
Yeah.
We've got one of those big old thermal things,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, as soon whoever pours the last cup, your damn job is to make another pot. And I mean, I love my wife to death, but we have had probably an unfortunate percentage of our arguments over who took the last fucking cup of coffee and who didn't pour the pot.
Wait a
But
minute.
let's be honest, if that's the biggest gripe you got in a relationship, it's a good relationship, man.
What's? Do you have the same favorite brand of coffee?
These days, whichever motherfucker cheap, dude.
Okay, dude, that's fair. That's fair. I don't buy coffee. I buy espresso because I don't have time to like drink enough coffee to wake me up in the morning. I need something that fits in my coffee cup quickly, and
Yeah.
so I once again because espresso gets freaking expensive. Like two. Was it a? I think I got a 2 pound bag of it, $30. I'm like, what is cheaper than this? Because
Yeah.
cafe au lait coffee is pretty good, and that's way cheaper. Or not cafe au lait.
Dude,
What's the Texas one? Is that the Texas one? Cafe? No. Yeah, yeah,
man, I
cafe au
usually
lait.
I usually buy Ubon, or if I can be picky, I'll get a heavy Colombian.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being cheap, whatever Folgers, Maxwell House, give a fuck what's on sale. But I usually spend the money to get a can of the Cafe Du Monde,
Okay.
that dark chicory,
Yep.
and it's like 30% of my coffee's chicory. So no matter how cheap the coffee is, it's still got a good bite to it.
You're drinking compost there, Jim. That's just compost water. They swear
It
like
tastes
in Louisiana
good.
they're like
It
oh
makes me feel
chicory. I'm
good.
like I'm drinking bark, but each to their
Yeah.
own. It's just
Well,
diesel brew some
again, it it,
coffee.
it
Yeah.
it fluffs up a regular ass thing of Folgers mighty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so what? Just a little me mud. You just make a pot of coffee, then just pour it right back in the coffee, put new grounds, and brew it again.
If I can see my spoon when I put it in the coffee, it's not dark enough.
No, that's cough tea, sir. I don't do cough tea. Give me either tea or
Right.
coffee, not the mixture of the two.
No, man, I need to see like about that much of the spoon looks like rust color in the top of the coffee. That's all I need to see, and I know it's good coffee. If I can see more than a quarter inch of spoon, take that water back, man. What the fuck you trying to get me here?
This
Shit.
this is poison. I don't want it.
Did I ask for sweet tea? I did not ask for sweet tea, ma'am.
See, back working, I could watch you guys on the live feed menu. Now I have video again. Awesome. Sorry you're working, Jim, but got to make that money.
No, I think he's saying it's the feed
Oh,
is
back
working.
working. Yeah, working
Leaf
now.
water over bean water, says
Mhm.
Belmorte. I mean, I like an occasional hot tea, like jasmine or lotus. That's my mom.
Oh no,
The
no, no.
Vietnamese tea leaf mixed into that. But yeah,
Bell.
I put way too much into it. It's like so bitter by the time I'm done
Mm.
with it, and then it's like sugar, sugar, honey, sugar, sugar. Okay, so it's a cup of sugar water by the time I'm done with it.
Two things on that. One, Bell
Sugar.
is an iced tea fanatic. Bella likes her iced tea. Two, you're a damn Texan. You drink sweet tea, and I can't. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I can't. You are a grown
Just so
man.
you
You
know.
don't need to drink Kool Aid, Jim.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn straight I do.
I
I'm a grown ass man, and if I want my stuff to taste good, fuck it. I did my man up. Anything more than black coffee is for girls.
yeah.
Hell no. My shit looking like chocolate milk right now, y'all.
No, that was my grandfather. I'll have a cup of coffee, and he's like, "You have any cream and sugar?" And he's like, "Why?"
Boy, want
Um,
me to go get you a Happy Meal and get you a chocolate shake while I'm at it there, son?
this isn't Starfucks. Like, oh, okay, well, alrighty, never mind. I guess I'm gonna
Starbucks.
learn how to drink black coffee today, guys. But yeah, when I moved to Texas, it was that was 2013, and my one of my buddies like, I'm gonna go get some barbecue. You want some sweet tea? I'm like, sure. And I drank it, and my teeth hurt.
Wow.
So I can't. I could do the half and half, like half regular tea,
Well,
half sweet
I
tea.
mean, and let's be honest, how much of your time, and I know it was probably a significant amount of years, were you handed a too hot to handle paper cup full of the dankest, blackest, most acidic coffee with nothing,
Have
and that
you?
was your drink?
That is military coffee, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
That
Yeah.
is military coffee.
I was trying to say without busting on our brethren and sisterin, but
No, you need
and
that
that was
though.
it.
That keeps you moving.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's where I learned how to put salt in the coffee
Uh-huh.
to keep it from getting too acidic from sitting too long.
Oh yeah, Jim. Bustelo is my swear to. It's cafecito. It is
Bustelo.
good stuff. That is good
Yeah.
stuff.
See, I'm a Cafe de Monde fan there as well, Jim. So
The I will go to
Southern
the
tea is syrup.
I'll I'll go
I
get
learned about
the
super saturation from that.
what is the
That's what that
solubility?
looks like. When does it stop? How much sugar did you put in there? Holy shit, that was 2 pounds and the water didn't go up at all.
That's if you can do if that's your I'm not gonna shit on you if that's your flavor, but man, my doctor would be pissed. But getting back into the plains where
Totally.
we are talking about today. I have a little image I have prepared.
No, no. I can hear me.
Okay, now you can hear me. Yes? Okay, good. Okay, just Jim, and now you can. Yes, Cloud. Awesome. Yay. See
Yes, me too.
this is what happens when I make my own screen OBS scene and Mandy doesn't do it for me.
He can's fix. See, he can. Be a supporter.
Y'all, I'm going to tell you right now, my props to all of you folks who stream. I never want to hear one of you say you are a Luddite ever again. It is not the most user friendly setup that OBS has, and frankly put, my hat is off to you. All right, let me see what I have here.
Dude, I told you my secret, man. If I ever actually have to update OBS, I'll be offline for a week or two.
That's fair.
I mean, because I'll be like, okay, it cleared all of my shit. How do I do this again? It's been a year and a half since I set this up. I forgot. I slept a lot.
Okay, so there's that. There's that. Let me close this out. Yes, I talk while I work. There. And let's see if this works.
Bane said you only need to reset your mic. Maybe your Discord. But it's working now, so we're not going to reset nothing.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I can get that much in. I can probably.
It might be too big.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the inner and the connection with the astral, and then you got the outer on the other side.
Why can't I
It
zoom
may
in?
not be good for yours, but it's a good picture overall.
You know what? We're gonna just go piecemeal here.
Yeah,
View,
do what you need to do, babe. I'm
zoom
sorry.
in. No worries. Once again, hat is off to those of you who stream.
We're gonna go. That's what she said.
All right, so we have your inner planes, and how am I gonna scroll down? I can't scroll down. Oh, come on, Cloud, be smart.
Well, this is what he's working on right now. Is the art from the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide detailing the cosmic wheel. This is the most current air quote canonical presentation of the cosmic wheel. Um, in the upper half of the picture right now, you have what's called the inner planes, and then he just moved it down to the outer planes on the lower part.
I had to minimize the picture. Sorry. So there's the outer.
Yep. So there's your inner planes right there. That's your earth, water, air, fire. Considered the elemental chaos to give note to fourth edition. Obviously, Feywild, Shadowfell are considered inner planes. Those are the focus or the reflection of elemental life and elemental entropy in the material planes. Those have subbed in for what used to be the positive and negative energy material plane. Positive and negative energy planes are now considered Feywild and Shadowfell according to 2024. So far, so good.
I'm following.
Okay, and then
Hope
you
everybody
have the
else is.
material plane, which is where all of the game worlds take place. Technically, one can argue that Spelljammer also takes place in the material plane, although it's connected through the astral sea rather than the astral plane. That's up to you guys to decide for your own.
Mm-hmm.
But the astral plane connects to the ethereal plane. The ethereal plane surrounds the inner planes. The astral plane connects to the ethereal with the outer planes. That's where the gods are. That's where most of your planescape stuff's can take place. Technically, you are as welcome to play around on the inner planes as you are on the outer planes when you're doing planescape. Just remember how potentially unfriendly the plane of magma can be. You got to make sure you say that shit with that pinky up there,
Magma.
right? Magma. That's going to be tough to have adventures there, right? So keep those things in mind. But
Mm-hmm.
Planescape gives us lots of cool sites within each of these weird planes, a bastion of this, a city of that, where you can actually have a damn adventure.
This is actually a really good image here because it does give into like why the planes of ash and magma, ice and ooze all exist because they are basically the meeting of the planes of the prime elements. So that's I like this image actually. I'm kind of ashamed it didn't
This
find it
is the one
myself.
I've defaulted to. This is well, it was the 2024 DM's guide.
Which I
And
own the paper version. I don't own the
the
PDF.
moment I read this, the moment I saw this, is like, all right, they did good, and I snipped it out and magma.
But you have your material plane with the Feywild and the Shadowfell kind of interlaid on top of it because they all coexist in the same space, just in different existences. Then outside you have the plane of ice, so on and so forth down there. Awesome. And then going down here, you have your outer planes, which I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, I like this. This is good. Now, go into a bit about these other ones in the middle here, the Automata, the Rigus, Ribcage, Torch, and all that. Because you had touched on
Okay,
Torch and the Outlands and stuff like that a bit, but go into it a
so
bit
the
more.
Outlands is yeah, dream design straight up little mind.
Flat Earthers.
The Well, and not only is it flat Earth, but it's infinite planes of flat Earth. At
Mhm.
least until you get to a place like Carcerai, and then your whole flat Earth people go to it. Don't it's crazy. The outer planes get fucking nuts, man. So before we go through the cosmic wheel in and itself, and please shut me up and cut me off as you need to. I like I said, I will rant about freaking Planescape until I get shut up. Outlands are officially called the plane of concordant opposition. The place in the middle of all the planes where there is always an opposite from another outer plane across from it, thus creating a plane of neutrality.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, in the cosmic war, if you still believe in that, whether you're a law versus chaos guy or a good versus evil guy, the Outlands is the prize. The moment one of the sides shift the Outlands, everything goes to pot. Hence, the Outlands being the center of the multiverse to an extent. Uh, Only from although if you read the lore about if you read the books, it's different. Doesn't matter. That's where you have the Great Spire and the city of Sigil that sits atop the spire. The infinite city, the infinitely tall spire, and atop the infinitely tall spire sits the city of Sigil. Have fun with that one.
Hey, Jim. If it's infinitely
Sure.
tall, how do you know it's a spire?
I know, right? Could it just be weird? Exactly. Weirdness abounds in Planescape.
Yep.
You will need to set your own limits so you don't end up losing your sessions in philosophical discussions of is the spoon real every time you fucking play the game. Let's be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Oh, hello there, Miss Sparkles. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping
Hello.
in.
Yes, and then Mandy, I forgot to put audio on the news scene, so we're learning.
She's like already sending you a message. You need to send me that shit so I can fix it, punk.
Probably, probably.
I'm ashamed to be associated with that shoddy workmanship.
I know, and I felt bad too because I put her little Mandy image on there
Yeah.
too, and I'm like, oh no.
She's here. We're busted. This is feel. It's how I feel like when Blue Joy drops in the middle of a fucking Kung Power Thon.
So this is actually really
Shame.
interesting. So atop of the infinite spire, or is it encapsulating it is sigil. The
Sigil sits atop of it.
So I learned sigil is not a disc; it is a torus or a
Torus.
donut. And
Easiest way to describe it is imagine the inside of a tire.
Mhm.
The inside wall of a tire is where all of the buildings are sitting. Where the rim would go, there's nothing but space.
Yep. Precisely. So does that mean that sigil is on the exterior of the tire, or is it on the interior of the tire?
Interior.
Interior of
The
the tire.
inside wall. The inside curve.
Got it. That's got to
No
be a
matter
weird
which
look.
direction you're going, you're walking uphill.
Oh, that's
Whether
bullshit.
you're going along.
So that's where my grandfather went to school because you had to walk uphill both ways.
If you think about a curve like that, no matter, and it curves that way, and that way, no matter where you go, you're walking uphill, dude. That's why everyone in the fucking city's always pissed off as well. Okay,
But they must have amazing
some leg
calves.
strength, dude.
But so they live on the inside of this tire and basically they're basically floating around the infinite spire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, following.
Okay, so along the Outlands, as you're looking at that image, I'm not sure if you guys can zoom in or not. You'll see all these little dots: Ecstasy, Faunel, Sylvania, Glorium, Zeos, Bedlam, etc. Those are called gate towns. These are physical. These are the points where one of these outer planes physically connects with the Outlands. Now, depending on which lore you're going through, which one you want to stick with, either the gate towns are at a even point across the across the Outlands. They're they're equidistant from the spire.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go with the earlier cosmology where the Outlands is in constant flux as portions of the outer planes claim chunks of the Outlands through their gate towns, corrupting or refining whatever the area so much that that chunk of the Outlands then becomes part of, for example, Avernus. They talk about that a lot for the town of Ribcage.
Okay.
This is like the 5th rendition of Ribcage since the last Modron March, because the devils are so good at corrupting the land that land that's originally part of the neutral plane taints to lawful evil and then becomes absorbed by the 9 hells, for example. So it's up to you how you go, but these are physical manifestations of the planes, the outer planes themselves connecting with the Outlands and to an extent affecting the region around that gate.
Okay, so
They're called gate towns.
So basically, if you go around these spokes, if they are in a fixed position, or vertices if they're not,
Yeah.
You just continue on the line. So starting at Sigil, you go out to Ribcage, and if you proceed out farther, you go to. Is there a fixed position that they go to, or is it any one of many positions?
The gate towns are typically in a fixed position. Rib cage won't suddenly disappear and appear on the other side by funnel, for
Okay.
example.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So,
Yes.
hopeless being at 6 o'clock. If that's the alignment you use to begin with, that should be the alignment you always use.
Okay.
Now, hopeless can be closer or farther from the spire, depending on if you're going with the equidistant spoke
Mm-hmm.
or if you're going with the plane absorption of the outer planes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yes, the actual positioning in regards to the radius, in regards to the compass point, as you will, usually doesn't change.
Got it.
Now, you're obviously free to describe if you use this. You know it tends to have lawful neutral going clockwise, the lower planes being the evil planes on the bottom, the upper planes being the good planes on top.
Mm-hmm.
Up to you how you want to present it. You know, if you're more of a neutralist, you can present Mechanus as the top, the center of it, and Limbo as the bottom, and Law and Chaos as the progression around either side. Up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Completely up to you. But the idea is it's a wheel, so you can kind of go from there. So anyway, the gate towns connect physically with the outer planes. Each of the outer planes has a corresponding gate town. They are physical reflections of the outer planes. So if you want to play with the gate town, you should read a little bit about the plane it connects to. And the flip side of that is if you have the 5th edition Planescape books, the gate towns give you a brief description of the other side of the gate, as it were.
Now who lives in these towns?
Typically, mortals. It depends on, honestly, it genuinely depends on the town.
Okay.
For example, like Trade Gate at Bitopia. Bitopia being neutral good with lawful tendencies, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
This is where all the good dwarfs go when they die. This is actually where Clangeddin has his Moradin and Clangeddin have their realms on Bitopia.
Okay.
So these dwarves get to make the most exquisite weapons and armor for all of time. And dwarves sell that shit to the rest of the Cosmic Wheel in Trade Gate.
Okay.
So damn near anything that can behave itself long enough to conduct a business deal can be found in Trade Gate.
Now, do they have to? I'm sorry. Do they have to behave in the Outlands like they do in Sigil?
Yeah, even more so because you don't have the Lady of Pain providing the protection for player misbehavior that you do in Sigil.
Mm-hmm.
Contrary to what a lot of people think, the Lady of Pain is there to protect players. She's the one that keeps the gods out. She's the one that controls access to and from the city.
Mm-hmm.
So when your players have just headed down to Gehenna, we'll say, and pissed off Chung Xiao Lin, the neutral evil god of war in the Chinese pantheon, and he sends 1,000 Linquas across the plane after him, as long as they get through that portal, they can go, ooh, safe.
Base.
Fuck
I'm on
you.
base.
I'm on base. You can't touch me. I'm on base. Fuck off.
And now you can.
And the lady, and as the DM, I get to say, the portal mysteriously closes behind you, and you know, as long as you don't venture into Gehenna again, you should be safe for now. So she's designed like that. That's her. But she's scary as shit.
Yeah.
If you ever cross the Lady of Path with merely a look, she can flay the skin from your body. And it's like if you watch the Deadpool versus Deadpool Wolverine,
Yeah.
where they did to fucking Fireboy,
Yep.
when they did to Chris Evans, that's what the Lady of Pain does to anyone. There's no saving throw. There's nothing. Savesies, yeah, exactly.
to be fair, though, like that's like casting Fireball at a fire elemental. What was he thinking? in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah. Flame on.
As soon as he did that, I'm like, oh shit, there we go.
That ain't good. That ain't good.
So the Lady of Pain is not so much a god as she's more of a referee.
You have two versions of the Lady of Pain. Either an acceptance of, and this is through Planescape lore, acceptance of her as one of the first gods who understood that there has to be a focal point of neutrality and protection from gods for the multiverse to exist. Mm-hmm. The second version is she was one of the original fiends, and she was trapped in Sigil, called the Cage, as eternal punishment. And it really depends on which one you want to prescribe your particular campaign to.
Okay.
I don't, it's the fiend theory is supported because of her sheer brutality. The deity belief is supported because she will execute you for worshiping her.
That seems kind of counterintuitive to what most deities want.
Well, I go with that because if she was one of the original deities and she has agreed to be this center point, she knows that worship empowers her.
Yes.
Whereas belief continues her existence.
So you can believe in her. She doesn't want worship because she doesn't want.
Yes.
Well, if that would make sense. If she's a scion of neutrality, then she doesn't want to get more powerful. She wants to stay right where she is.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And if you go with the fiend, it'd be like, wait a minute, why does she persecute those who worship her? Because a fiend gaining that kind of power becomes a god.
Right.
So I prescribe more to the deity side of things.
Okay, that makes sense. But
That's the beauty of it, man. You get a little bit of information about this and enough about that, and I kind of joke around and say Planescape is like the ultimate stoner talk for DMs. You're like, oh wow, what if this and what yeah, that's like Carcerai. No way.
Well, but that goes into also as well. Like everybody's heard the story of in Sigil you could find a fiend doing business with a celestial, and they have to maintain neutrality in Sigil, because otherwise here comes the big bad lady of pain that's going to come by and red card everybody.
Well, the idea is things will spiral out of control.
Mm-hmm.
If me, the pit fiend, stabs the solar across the table in the throat, then the devas are going to jump on me once I get outside, and then my barb devils are going to jump on that, and then we're going to have a planetar show up and start swinging. Then Rule of Three is going to pop in. Then Shemeska is going to see this as an opportunity and send a couple dozen of her boys to square away with fucking Estevan.
Mm-hmm.
And Estevan's going to say, you know what, now's the perfect time to go fucking hit Zadara's vault because the city's in chaos. And then the Lady of Pain says, splat, enough.
So then how do you?
So that's why things don't get out of control.
That's fair, but that's also why gods can't go there as well. But then you have the arc. I don't think that it's total canon, but the arc where Vecna infiltrates Sigil, and it's like, how does that fit in with these rules and this lore that you've set into what Sigil is?
Yeah. You lagged out there, so
I'm sorry.
Sorry, man.
You're good. You're good.
Well, the first thing you got to remember is prior to 5th edition, he I guess technically 3rd edition labeled him as a demigod.
Yeah.
1st edition and 2nd edition, he wasn't even a god.
Mm-hmm.
So the module at the end of 2nd edition, going into 3rd edition, Die Vecna Die, posited what happens when Vecna tries to ascend to godhood, using the divine and magical ties to Sigil, because he could go in because he's not a god.
Yeah.
But where he fucked up was somehow he opened up a portal and pulled Ayaz in to pull Ayaz's essence from him.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest gripes that a lot of the classic people had is, wait, time out. What about the Lady of Pain? Since when does she not do anything? That's one of those things. Yeah. So it's one of those, we have all of this super established lore, but we're going to go ahead and set it off to the side for this particular adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I got to call bullshit on that, man.
I think it's funny that especially since Eve of Ruin has come out, that Vecna is being put as this, this big BBEG, when in the other editions, he's basically always trying to ascend to godhood or trying to ascend to demigodhood, but never quite getting there. He's like forever trying to become a god. And somewhere in lore, eventually, I suppose he achieves this goal, but you never are playing in a time when he's a god.
Well, and more importantly, what and where is he the god of?
Mm-hmm. The secrets. He's the god of secrets. He's the man. That's what. Yeah, it makes the Eve of Ruin very difficult to absorb and present to your players, because once again, your players only know what you know, and some of the lore for Eve of Ruin is exceptionally hard to digest, so you can relay it to your players in a believable manner.
Yeah.
You sit back and you go, oh, he was in he was in the Domains of Dread. He was given his own Domains of Dread with the Citadel.
Cavitus.
Thank you, Cavitus. And he managed. He was fighting with another Dread Lord, and then he escaped the Plains of Dread. Okay, well, that's technically all that the Dark Lord of Darkon is trying to do. And what
He is the god of Joe Mangiello's pecs. What's up, Funky? How you doing, brother?
that's a god of a lot right there. That man has some amazing pecs. But I mean, if you look at it, like it seems like to push this idea of Vecna being this amazing, all evil god, they've kind of broken a lot of the previous lore that they've set forth in the other 4 editions.
But yeah, I mean, they're doing a Disney on the lore. Let's be honest. When 5e really broke, they started stating that, look, if it's not something that we have published as part of 5e, it's considered non-canonical. So they tried to reestablish lore officially at the, early in, I guess, was it 2018 when they said that?
Yeah, that was pre-COVID. I'll say pre-COVID.
Yeah, it was early on in this, and then all they've done is brought all the old shit back and called it canon anyway.
Yep. It's like,
so
were there designs to try to rewrite the multiverse?
Come on, y'all. Let's not act like they don't have access to YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and all that shit.
Yeah.
They are making products based on buzz, based on player interest, based on not necessarily player, even customer interest. And of relying on popularity to carry a mediocre product and decent DMs to make it into a good product.
No, a lot of players will sit back.
Let's not act like we hadn't been getting horse shit from modules since 1978, y'all.
That is
They've
true.
had some really good ones, but for every one that you're like, oh yeah, but this one was so good, I'll give you 5 of them that you'll go, yeah, never mind, okay? It's okay. But we used all 5 of them son of a bitches. We did the work. We put the time in. We made them work.
But I think that the issue there is going into when you follow the customer want. As we said at the start of stream, as a DM, I rely on lore being the lore. It's canon. It does not change. You're not going to rewrite what happened 100 years ago because maybe I in my worlds I have stuff that progress from that time point. If you say the spell plague never happened, well, then I'm kind of fucked in some areas. So it is kind of a big deal to me when they sit back and they say, oh, never mind, that doesn't happen. That's not canon. Okay, but it's been there for 30 years. It should be.
Yeah.
And my rant.
Just a little. No, I'm with you. And yeah, just a little giving us a rant here. D&D on don't care what the players want. Most of the request stuff you can put in the fight. I wish they would have left it alone and just said, if you're using 2014, push this button, and we ignore every other fucking thing we've added since then.
Yes.
They're not, I don't want any of the shit they're shoveling at me. But someone is, because it costs them money and it makes them money. Just because it may not be in my personal warehouse or your personal warehouse, I hear you, man. I use D&D for my job, man. D&D Beyond and I don't go 3 days without, okay, man, I lost access to this, that, or the other. I understand. Yeah, and it doesn't work very well. Every time they put another book in, it defaults that shit back off. You gotta go back into your character settings and go click, 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 click.
Tell you the number of times
I work with about 60 players a month, man. Yeah. I'm sharing my frustration that I agree with you. Some of the shit that should be there that was working a month ago ain't working today. Shit.
Or they'll release something and one of the features of the class doesn't work. You're like, what? That's 2-weapon fighting. Why doesn't that work? Something.
Where'd that feat go?
Yeah.
Why can't I access this with that? And then like a month and a half, it suddenly is stealth working again.
Yes. And to be fair, that's getting out of the game and getting into the company that Hasbro has turned the D&D space into. And I feel like, especially in some of the platform as a service industries that I work in on a day-to-day basis, they could do a lot more to make the customer experience a lot better and explain more. But I think that trying to split hairs in that aspect, you're just going to be talking to a brick wall eventually.
Well, and this is where I'm like, and this is where a lot of people just turn off. Oh, he's just being, there's no credibility. Do what you're doing with D&D Beyond with 7 or 8 hardback books on a table with 6 people and see how much time you actually get to play.
Yeah.
You know, I will absolutely say D&D Beyond's got a lot of warts. Hasbro's got plenty of problem. Wizards is a bitch sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but the accessibility and the ease of use is there. That's not something that we can deny.
Yeah.
The finer points may not be things. So I grump about it, I bitch about it, but I appreciate it's most of the time. You know,
Right.
it's compared to the book collections, it's
The
it's an upgrade.
accessibility is definitely a boon. I mean, I remember back in the day, it was an afternoon to build your character if you were using more than 3 books. Now you can sit there and go, I want to take this race from the Player's Handbook, this class from Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, and I want this feat from the Planescape books. And you're like,
No,
oh, I can do all that. Sorry for the
yeah.
tangent. No, tangents are good. We really.
Well, here's the funny thing. It kind of ties into what we're saying about consistency and expectations.
Mhm.
And when we're looking at a multiversal model and we're trying to decide on our pantheons and we're trying to get our players to buy into, if you're a cleric, you should have a god, and these are what the gods do, and this is where they are.
Mhm.
We need to be, in my opinion, as DMs, need to be informed and be able to present that information in a digestible format. Maybe not. It doesn't have to be engaging.
Mhm.
Obviously, the hope is that your player goes, "Oh wow, that's such a cool story. Where'd you get it?" Well, I got it out of this book, little one.
Yeah.
That's the hope. That's not the reality.
Yeah.
So he's a good god and he lives on Olympus. No, they don't call it Olympus anymore. They actually call it Arborea. But
Yep.
yeah, okay.
But I
And if
mean,
that's as far as it goes with your player and they're happy with that, that's all you need to know.
that is lucky, and that is fair. But at the same time, if you take, say, you take your portal worlds here, the Ribcage, Rigus, Automated, all those, and you just spin it just a little bit. That is lore that we have taken the time to absorb, we've learned, so that we can present a product to you. And if you change it, now I have to go relearn it, and I'm not building adventures, I'm not building encounters, I'm trying to explain away the world once again, which that's the whole point of buying these books and reading them in the first place, is now I have the knowledge. One of the first things I ever remember you saying when I first found your channel, Jim, was, and that's why I like Greyhawk, because they don't mess with the lore in Greyhawk. And I laughed my ass off, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, 3 points of entry. None of them contradicts the other.
Yep.
Have fun, man. And what you do with it from your point of entry is yours. Ain't
Yep.
nothing coming around behind it. Ain't nothing. I ain't got to worry about no video games showing up. Well, and Greyhawk's Gate 4. Bitch, what?
But that is true. Like you had your lore, and then Neverwinter Nights came out with their video game, and all of a sudden Neverwinter has all this extra stuff going into it. And then you go to the wiki, and you're like, where did that happen? You scroll down to the source. Guys, if you go to the Forgotten Realms wiki, scroll down to the, don't read the article, scroll down to the bottom, find the sources, read the sources from the source itself, not someone's interpretation of the sources. But that's where you go down and you go, oh, that happened in this DLC of Neverwinter Nights. And I'm like, I didn't play the game. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was
Kinda,
playing actual D&D.
Just a little
Dragonlance.
talking about Dragonlance. Yeah. I mean, I was a huge, and still am a huge Dragonlance fan. I'm actually running the War of the Lance, the original DL1 through DL15, abridged and adjusted for 5e, but we're running it up at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was I guess as a contemporary, when I was playing while it was launching, I loved it until they gave us Taladus. It's like, you broke all the rules of your own setting so we could just be stupid extra races. And now as an older dude, I appreciate Taladus. The Time of the Dragon, the box set that gave us the weird hurricane-looking continent on the other side of Kryn.
Oh, I don't know anything about Taladus.
Really?
No.
Okay, well, I'll throw you some stuff some other time.
Cool.
Once you get done digesting Planescape.
So in 2029, I will.
But the whole point is consistency in the setting.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's your town. I got a population 250 people town. There's a ruined tower up on that hill, and there's a swamp over there, and there's an old crazy people that think there's a hag over there.
Mm-hmm.
And when they go that way a little bit farther across the desert, and there's an old pyramid down there, and they can get to about level 8 in this area. And if you and your group are having fun with that shit, and they don't worry about going past that pyramid or the other side of the swamp, and that's cool. No worries. But you don't suddenly want that pyramid to appear on the other side of the swamp because you want them to go to the pyramid.
Yeah, you do.
Those are the kind of consistencies. That's on a micro description type of a thing.
And
So you're looking at the same thing with Planescape, with your macro, with your cosmic wheel, whatever you decide to make it. You know.
you could always default back to something that I think of when I'm building out campaigns on Faerun is, okay, well, I'm going to separate this part of the map into levels, and if they are below that level, like in a video game, well, I'm sorry, adventurers, you can't go there yet. Put NPCs in there. Go, I wouldn't go there if I were you. There's a big ancient dragon that lives there. And just make them understand you can go there, just not right now.
Put a Greg the garlic farmer there. Greetings, adventurers. Oh, you don't want to go over there, no.
What's the guy from Jumanji? Dr. Bravestone, welcome back to Jumanji. Like, I think he's an NPC. You think?
Well, now I was kind of while I was grabbing a cigarette, I was thinking, let's talk through the idea of why a cosmic wheel matters, why a cosmology can matter. We're going to go with, there were 4 nations, earth, air, water, and fire. And there was balance in these 4 nations. And I'm just using the elemental planes, the inner planes that have always existed. So people are like, why is that not enough? Okay, so what created people? Where did people come from? Let's just say they sprung forth from the earth. We'll say the fiends come from fire. We'll say the celestials come from air. And we'll say the beasts of the earth and the creatures of the earth came from water. Super simple, right? Makes sense. Works a little bit.
A little bit.
What about a dragon? Where do you put them in this? Are they beasts of the water? Or are they celestial? Are they... all of a sudden things get mixed. What about giants? Who made the giants? Because, you have fire giants, you have frost giants, you have storm giants. You got good old hill giants. So the moment you start looking at the bestiary, the wide spread of creatures that we have, what about Githyanki, Githzerai? Are they going to be in your universe, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? So all of a sudden, the most simple model that you can come up with, which is what Gygax and company tried before everything got bigger and bigger and bigger, fails under its own questioning.
Yep.
So, if you're wondering why does it get so big, just in that little 30 seconds. Okay, cool. So we understand the basic. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Your players are going to ask those questions, even if they don't ask them out loud.
They're going to wonder.
And they're going to wonder. And the less that you can build in, the less you can intrigue them, the less engaged they're going to be in your world. And that's when they start acting silly and goofy. And what I talk about that, over on my stream when you're building homebrew worlds. Players have a propensity over there and pick at it. And they see that thread and they pull on it until the entirety of your fucking world falls out from underneath you. They're not being dicks, they're curious. Everything looks cool here, but that's dumb. What's that?
You're like, well, that is dumb. Shit. But I mean, if you look at I think it's Dragon Magazine issue number 8, Gygax did a write-up of a first edition version of some semblance of a cosmology, and this was just on the sense of why weapons made of certain metals from those planes could hurt those monsters. And just that alone was like a page and a half of 3-column article. It was a lot of writing to explain one little bit. This is not something that you're going to, if you want it to be consistent, you're not going to pull it out of your rear. It's something that is it's better to not mention it at all, actually, than to make it up, because it's not going to work, because they're going to pick at it, and you're going to get frustrated as a DM, because now on top of what they're facing, the campaign they're on, what town they're going to next, what their individual quest progressions are for whatever they're trying to fight for, you now have to remember this overarching theme that you put into place there, and it can get a little rough. A lot of moving parts.
And kind of circling back around, it is going to matter to some of your characters. I'm a cleric. Where does divine magic come from? A different place than arcane.
Yeah.
See, that's a satisfying answer. Okay, thanks. Well, I'm a warlock. I got arcanes, right? But don't I have the same thing as them?
No.
As far as like my power coming from someone?
That's kind of what kind of threw me off too. Like, okay, you have Mistress Web, and then all magic comes from the web, and you're like, okay, so all the magic comes from this one existence of a lattice of magic throughout the world. Okay, great. Where does magic come from in Barovia? What about Eberron? What about Greyhawk? What about all these other places? Do they all have webs? No, it's different. Why? A good player is essentially a 4-year-old. They're going to ask you why 1,000 times. And to be fair, I look forward to that, but it does prevent, like, okay, that's not a campaign topic right now. We're going to talk about that after session.
Let me record message, dude.
Yep.
I got some books for you.
Yep.
We get in a call for about 15 minutes. I'll kind of give you a summary, and I'm going to give you a couple books. And if you have questions after that for me, that tells me you didn't read the fucking book.
Well, see, Jim K. Bones, players can definitely pick apart something for no reason. I've never had a player pick something apart just to break it. It's usually something that, and maybe I've been lucky, but it's usually something that ties in with their backstory, something that they're working towards. I'm going, why is that the way it is? And to be fair, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's important. Now, they're not just trying to be a pain in the butt to kind of catch the DM in something they don't know. Otherwise, why put it there in the first place? RTFM. Yes, just let me read
straight up.
Read the fucking.
And my opinion on that one there, Jim, is a little bit different. It's either they're very engaged and very interested, or they're fucking bored and they've disengaged and they start picking things apart. I don't think it necessarily. I think the latter comes out of malice.
Fair.
Not like just to make everyone's life, but they're disengaged. They don't feel like they're parts of things, so they're going to find their own thing to be part of. Mm-hmm. If that means everyone's paying attention to them for a minute, so be it. Mm-hmm. But the other ones are, and those are the ones that can kind of make you feel inadequate as a DM because you got that player that's super into the lore and they're asking questions like, well, what about this? I'm not 100% sure on that. Well, I read this and this and this and this and this and this. Where they were excited. Yeah, that's probably good information then, man. Yep. We don't always, and that's another thing as we're going through this kind of a topic because it's a thick topic. Yeah. DMs, you're not always going to know more than your players about everything.
No.
Okay? You're not obligated to be that person. Okay? Some of us do, but I guarantee you there's some players that are at my tables that know more about certain aspects and facets of the game than I do, that I ever will. So, yeah, don't hold yourself, as we're talking about, get all of this shit in your brain so you can know all of this shit, so you can improvise all of this shit. You don't have to know it all to impress your players. You need to be confident in it for yourself.
Exactly. I mean, I've especially on the Tuesdays where I have guests come in and play on our table in Eberron. I mean, there's a lot of players that have come through that have a lot more D&D experience, DMing experience than I do. Jim, you're one of them, and it's you shouldn't shy away from a player because they might know more than you. If anything, like you said, Jim, just present what you know confidently and be open to some feedback. I mean, we're all learning. The world is changing as we play in it. They add things all the time to it. I don't feel that anyone, not even the great Ed Greenwood, knows everything about Faerun, even though he wrote most of it. Not everything.
Stuff that matters.
Yeah, the stuff that matters, definitely. But if
it ain't his, it technically don't matter. I'm not kidding. Boyd and Mona did some good work. Mm-hmm. They did some good work with it.
But I mean, we're merely humans. I am not a computer. I do not have all this knowledge in my head. And you could use all the AI tools and the mind maps and everything else you want to. What's more important is you present the information in a playable manner that is fun for your party, and be willing to roll with and be flexible with what is going to happen no matter where they're at, because ultimately at the end of the day, you're trying to relay lore, but you're also, what's more important than the lore is having your players learn and find what they're interested in and try to mesh the two together, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a collaborative story. We are not directors. We are not writers, even though sometimes we act like it and we think we are. We should be presenting the scene, presenting the stage, playing the non-factors, and playing off of and adjusting for what the players are doing. It shouldn't be, okay, that's fine, but you're still going west.
Yeah.
But we just literally purchased tickets on this caravan that's going to take us to the shore, that's going to take us to a boat that takes you. You're going west. I don't care.
Yep.
No one, no, and every DM's out there going, I don't do that. Good. You shouldn't. We're not supposed to.
Yep.
But that's a exaggerated thing of example of a lot of times that we still do go, yeah, that's all well and good, but nothing's there.
Yeah.
You know
That
and you know.
That happened to me on Tuesday, man, with you and Havoc. Havoc's there. I figured you have your airship in Eberron. You're gonna fly them right over to the spot, the halfling spot in the Talenta Plains, Gatherstone, I think is what it was called. And we're gonna go from there. And then there's Havoc. I want to take the lightning round. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, well I know enough. I can get you there, but we are not going to finish this at all. We're not even going to start this today.
I was like, I'll make you a deal. We'll take the rail back, man. All right.
But I mean,
I couldn't help it. I felt like a dick. It's like, this reminds me of that story I read about them dude that had that eagle. And he always dropped people off like 5 miles short of where they needed to be. Some bullshit, huh, Coop?
Just Jim casually summing up the biggest plot hole in Lord of the Rings.
We were experiencing it live. My dude literally dropped us 5 miles away. It's like, bro, could have just gone, eat. Are we gonna go?
But and also too, read your tables, because Eberron, that campaign, the Imperial Magpies, is very much a fuck around, have a good time. We're gonna get to the story. It's gonna be, the story really isn't the prime reason why we're streaming this and why people play it. It's to get to know our new friends. It's to experience the world of Eberron in a very not serious manner, because a lot of people come into. I've actually had some guests that have never played on a released world from World of from not World of Warcraft. I keep wanting to say that from Dungeons and Dragons. Everything's been homebrewed, and so getting them to dip the toe into an established world with many years of lore, it's a lot to throw on somebody who just wants to throw some math rocks and fight some monsters and have some laughs. If your table is one that wants to get into the nitty gritty, we'll go that way. But don't assume everybody wants to.
And I'm going to throw this in here as a guy that, read through The Rising from the Last War out of an obligation that I paid for the book. I'm going to read it, damn it, and then never really touched it again.
Yeah.
Eberron's kind of in the same stance of Greyhawk in that its presentation from 3rd edition to 4th edition to 5th edition has been absolutely consistent.
Mm-hmm. Those books are still
factual. You can
factual.
pick it up and run with it where you want to go with it, kind of in the same light as Greyhawk. So if you're wanting a really well-built world, now this is pending comments because the new 2024 Eberron Rise of the Artificer book just it's sitting on the store. I guess it goes public next Tuesday. Yeah. We got our pre-orders at the shop this weekend. So
I'm gonna end up buying
I don't know about what 2024 is doing, but I will attest to 3rd edition, 4th edition, 5th edition, 14. Mm-hmm. Good consistent world, good place to pick up if you're just like the greats, like Cloud was saying, there's so much in the Forgotten Realms, I don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard bad things about Greyhawk being a bad racist world. Fucking go to Eberron. Mm-hmm. You're good, man. It's a good, solid world. It's got a good story. It's got a limited, contained amount of lore that you can absorb, and then there's so much open shit that you can do whatever you want with out there that you're still homebrewing 90% of your game.
Yep. I've had players ask me, what happens if we go to Argoness? I'm like, oh, the dragons, there's really not much.
When we get there. There's
not much about that. I can come up with something. There's a whole lot of room in there to make up your own little towns, your own NPCs and everything else. I learned that when you went over Dark Sun with Athos. It's like, okay, there's like this much stuff. And then everything else is, well, what do you want to do? I love that. Now, if you want something that's very established, Faerun's awesome for that. But it doesn't mean that you have to. I think we're getting just about at time. But
are we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a fast 2 hours,
That
dude.
was a fast 2 hours. It was a good topic. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to Jim teach class and me being a student too. Don't be embarrassed, Jim. Honestly, that's a wealth of knowledge you have there, and I'm really glad that you are able to come on and share it with our viewers. I had a blast. I'm not sure if we're gonna continue on this cosmology for next week. I mean, we absolutely could, but it just depends on what people want to hear next week. But
Do you got a Discord set up for this chat yet?
no, but you can always go into Mandy's Discord channel and at me there.
Put something in there. So if you guys are showing up week in, week out, Gummy and Jim and just little, I've seen you guys
Mima,
last
yeah.
couple weeks. Yeah, Mima there. You want us to talk about something? Please jump in.
Oh yeah.
And put let Cloud know so he has a little bit of time to prepare and a little bit of time to steer me and. Okay, ranty old man, we're talking about this week and
Barovia.
Barovia. We'll throw. Does it have to be Barovia? Can it be Domains of Dread? Because I'm like,
I
don't
could
use
do
Barovia the way it's
either.
built. This will be where Cloud can teach a class because I mean I don't run Curse of Strahd the way it's supposed to be run at all. Mine's what we do in the Shadows of Barovia. I've rebuilt the entirety of the realm and made it a mix up and a mashup of all kinds of horror comedy.
See, I think right
I'm not
there.
the person to speak on it.
Well, no, right there, you just actually came with a good concept for the show. First part of the show is I talk about Barovia. Second part of the show is, and what have you done to fuck with my favorite setting? But
No, I love a lot of. Don't get me wrong. I love a lot of the domains. The one with Victor von Mordenheim, Falkovnia.
Falkovnia is a good one.
I absolutely adore what they've done with the Frankenstein storyline in that one. Just a really good, modern, yet tragic twist of a good Frankenstein story. So there's a lot of great shit in the domains, but we will start with Barovia. And yeah, that sounds like a plan, man.
Heck
Jim
yeah.
K asked for it, so we're gonna plan on that next week, and I'm gonna learn how to do it the right way.
Just go back and read I6, so you're fine.
That's what that dude. Someone got me on that rant on my channel during my lunchtime stream not too long ago
that was
back.
me.
Oh my god,
That was me.
Come on, man, fuck. You spent $50 more for what you could have spent $3 on.
Yep. But to be fair, that does speak for the popularity of the setting that it's been redone a couple times.
I'm not gonna deny it.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, my favorite setting. Saranya is actually growing in popularity for me as well. It's like my second favorite setting. But the Louisiana Swamp Plain, man, freaking awesome. That, and I'm a sucker for a good Cajun accent. I don't know if I can do one, but I like to try. All right, guys. So we will see you next week. Thanks for hanging out and being a part of this. And once again, if you have any questions, you can at me or Jim in Mandy's Discord, and we are around. I'm pretty responsive, but if you have questions or you want topics that we can schedule out, let me know. But otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Mandy's channel tomorrow at 5 o'clock Central for the Mandalorians campaign, where it is boss fight night. They are fighting the BBEG, which is a half demon, half giant. So we'll have fun with that.
And if you like doing these kind of rando D&D chats, I invite you to join me over on the DM Geezer Gym channel. We're there Tuesdays through Fridays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, U.S. Central Standard Time, doing the same kind of shit, only it's just me in the corner with all kinds of words in the background. So
what are you covering
we
next
do a lot
week
of
anyway?
reading. I feel obligated to finish Derpy Monster Book. Because let's not lie. Those are some cool. Even for all the derpiness, there's been some pretty cool monsters in there.
I just want you to go over Bahoots for a whole hour. That would be awesome.
Bahoots. Well, we get the Bahoots in with the. Oh my god, I forgot the Nagpas.
Nagpas,
Not
yeah.
The Nagpas, the magpies and the butts, man. We'll see what happens when we get into that mess. But yeah. I plan on probably trying to wrap that book up on Tuesday, and then I genuinely don't know. The derp is so strong in that book, and. The art was. I don't think it was intentionally cute, as cute as we see it nowadays.
Art has changed a lot in 30 years, 40 years. It has, But I think you're doing a great job. And yeah, guys, it's not a request. If you are available at 11 a.m. Central on Tuesday through Friday, you should stop into Jim's stream. A lot of good knowledge is given out there freely, and you will definitely pick up a strong addiction to finding old books and rereading through them again, or reading them the first time. Highly suggest. I couldn't suggest another D&D streamer higher than DM Geezer Jim. But that is up for us for the week, man. If you have any parting words, otherwise, have a great rest of your evening, guys.
Thank you guys for your time. We
Hell
appreciate
yeah.
you being here. Thank you for joining the chat, and we appreciate your ideas as well.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. We will see you later.